So anyways, I want to explain something today, and I want to explain how that I messed up the sounds of the Pokemon games, specifically the Pokemon Yellow and the Pokemon Blue. First one is how to make a sound effect go on throughout the whole game. Basically, these variables right here are set whenever a sound effect plays. Game, why'd you randomly unpause? So I'm going to demonstrate this by pausing that one variable that becomes C2 right here. Sometimes it randomly scrolls me down the hex editor, and sometimes it randomly will not accept any input. I don't know what triggers these annoying bugs. But I'm just going to pause that, and it will cause lag just because of one little thing being frozen. It's really stupid, but oh well. It's not supposed to be making these noises. Yeah, you just pause that by hitting spacebar while you're selecting it. Use home to pause and unpause. Then if you pause these, you can make Jigglypuff's jumping sounds never stop. If you accidentally push delete, you will have to start over. It's kind of a bad button choice right there for laptop users, because it ever so happens that that's right where the home button is on mine. So let's try that again. I just noticed that this one right here changed every time a new sound played. Are these related to sound effects? Just pause, there. Ah, perfect, it froze them. Now, even after I move on, it'll still keep making those sound effects, including the Game Freak sound all throughout the game. Also, it didn't even move on to the title screen music, it was still playing the intro music. Please excuse the stupid lag that I'm having for some unknown reason. I know I'm rendering a video in the background, but still. So here's the layout of the RAM, to my knowledge. I don't know what this is. I know this is the volume. Set to 0 and it silences everything. I guess the game uses this one fading in and out the music and hey, gloom. Set it to 80, it's half volume. Can't see cute Pokemon. But, since I'm only hearing the drums, FF brings everything back. Well, nice. FE doesn't really change much. There's the annoying bug in BizHawk right there, by the way. Why I don't like the bug is because it always messes up OBS. It always thinks it should switch to the main window. Luckily, it's not that much of a pain, but I still don't like having to do that, especially when I fear that it will not work even when I reopen it. It really will mess up my videos. Not that it's a problem for the other ones, because I just use BizHawk's AVI/wave recording. But anyways, the next question is, how do I mess up the music? Well, you see, the music is kind of strange. There's this FF, then 00, I don't know what that is. But basically, the music in Pokemon seems to work strangely. And basically, here's how it seems to work. I'm assuming it's like a module format, because you know how the modules work. There are a bunch of rows, and there's like tempo commands that tell it how long to sit on each row before moving on. It plays each of them and does like rests, note offs, and plays notes, and it just runs down the list doing each command in order. I think that's what this does, because some of these numbers even represent loops. They sometimes go over boundaries, because a variable can only be from 00 to FF. So if it does reach FF, it'll reach 0 and it'll increment the number beside it. I think that these numbers, this is like a sort of high and low value. Like this one's the high value, meaning like multiples of 255. This one is the number within the next 255. It's confusing. But think of it as every time this one reaches FF, this one increases until it loops and then it goes back to its loop point, which will be in the previous chunk, no doubt. Well, chunk or whatever this thing's called. Basically, if you change these, you can throw the music out of sync. Because you can see these incrementing, all three of these, they follow that pattern. Low, high, low, high, low, high. And low, high, this one as well is also doing it. You can tell because it increments every time a note plays. For example, I'll set these to 0 and you'll hear the song sort of go out of sync. Pause, set to 0, set to 0, set to 0, there. See, now it's playing that previous part. However, I just realized these numbers change whenever Pokemon's cry is happening. That's interesting. What happens if I freeze these? I'm curious. Let's see what happens. Well, it only affects Gloom, apparently. Because Squirtle has no problem still crying the same way. But how do you mess up the music? Simple. That'll mess it up. All you have to do is just basically just do that on your keyboard down this area and you'll mess up all the channels. Warning, if you set them to 0, there is no way to recover the channels unless you make another sound play, or another song play. For example, returning to the title screen will somehow start it back up. I don't know how the sound system works, so I do not know how any of this works. That does not sound like that good of a title screen. Gloom. Anyways, let's start a new game. Let's hear the exciting music of the world of Pokemon. Nope. Like I said before, you can mess up sound effects. If you can find one, then you can pause it. You might think, am I hearing PC sound effects? Yes. Mint, mint. Oh. Yeah, they're at mint, mint. It usually makes that sound a few seconds later. I don't know how the game determines what sound effect plays, because see, it's always the same value, but every time it's playing a different sound. A different PC sound. And if it was just one sound effect, it would just be making that same ching sound, but it's not doing that. It's making random PC sounds, which I thought were unrelated to the ching sound of advancing dialogue. And it still makes the ching sound. And notice how it always makes those other two sounds, like after I do this, I'll go, in the bling, in the bling. What's up with that one? Did I hit it again? In the bling, in the bling. Oh, never mind. No. It sounds like I just glitched the game out. That sounds like a healing sound. See, it's like playing each one in order and it's alternating. But how does the game request a certain sound effect if it's, you know, if it's all using one number like this? How does it know what sound effect to play, and how does the game play them consistently except for here? The game must set other variables to determine what sound it plays. I do not understand this system at all. Like, then what is this thing for? I don't understand. All I know is that it makes a PC sound. Changing this variable doesn't do anything? I notice it changing, but it doesn't do anything. So though, yeah though, that's how you do that. So now next, let's just go into the game. Let's mess up the music. Also, see that little 5 right there? That seems to remind me of what happens whenever a glitch happens. You know how whenever it plays that never-ending series of sound effects? It usually sticks two little tiles around that area. I don't know why, but it will do that when you're doing this glitch as well, which makes me think it's related. Like that Pokemon does not want you to make that sound. Let's try setting this up. This. Pause all these there. Yeah, it sounds a lot like Crouching. I thought that it froze. Sometimes dialogue will freeze for no reason. If it does, then all of them in like this area, these rows, you have to set them all to 0. And then whenever you set one of these to 0, for some unknown reason, then the error will appear and you'll be allowed to move on. Yeah, it will do that if you glitch up sound effects when you're talking to people. You may notice that happening in the video sometimes. Well, if you could see, because of the glitchiness, it like distorts the video and all that. I apologize for that, but I do not know what caused that. Something I don't understand about Pokemon Blue, it's like, it reverses everything. Your rival's name can be Red, but everyone calls him Blue, and vice versa. Same thing, you cannot call him Gary, even though you can be called Gary. Seems silly. It's like, what, are you playing as your rival, and then it just so happens that Ash/Red happens to look like Gary? Doesn't make sense. Anyways, let's glitch up another sound effect, because I know about one's about to happen. Let's pause that. Now, there's one song in Pokemon I do not like. The original version of Pallet Town. Why? It's because of that beepy lead instrument. It's so loud. Other songs in the game do not do that. But let's fix Pallet Town. Let's make it better. That's better. It still has that loud beepy instrument, but oh well. It's an improvement. Good, I cut off the music of this town. What a relief. So anyways, I don't know how I cut off the music, but literally none of the variables are moving. Are they all waiting for something, or did one of them set the tempo? I don't know. Well, you want to know an interesting thing you can do? Here's one thing you can do here. I think if you set like those numbers to be 69, no stupid joke that I don't know how it's even found funny by a single person, but 69, if you stick them at 69, which is the number right after Pallet Town, I think, then it'll actually play the beta music. So set them all to these numbers and then walk outside. You will hear the high-pitched music that is unused in the ROM. I think this is it. Wait, is this it? What is this? I don't even know what song that even is. Pretty sure it's not something like 6A. Pretty sure it's not 68. No. I don't know what song this even is. Let's try this again with 69. Because I know this has to be it. Okay, there it is. Yep. There's the unused song. I just realized that that one is actually off sync. We'll fix that. Of course it jumps ahead somehow. I don't even know how. But yep, there's the unused song. Which I think you can even force on during moments like this. Yep. How's one of them always off sync? It's like, do all the notes on that module thing play in a different order, or they play out of sync from each other? I know that they can play out of sync, that's how the music sounds like this right now, but it's like, can some of the notes be like longer? There must be a note length value or something. I don't even understand this weird format of Pokemon music. But apparently I'm guessing all the music in the game is laid out right after each other except for battle music, which is in its own bank. Also, for some reason, they have this section that only plays on the waveform channel, which I don't know why, but the waveform channel in this game and the Generation 2 games, it literally sounds like the triangle lead thing on the NES. I don't know why, but it does. I silenced it. Every time I crop the music, I always make a different result. But I'm going to demonstrate something cool about the battles. You heard it in the video, but it's a theme I like to call Xane's theme. Yeah, you might think the champion theme is cool in this game, then just wait until you hear this. I'm just going to try to get in the battle with Gary. Or I mean, the guy who cannot be named Gary at all. I didn't choose him? Let's say, is it not gonna let me move on? Is the Pokemon singing? Hey, oh, whoa. That reminds me of like the red bar glitch. You know what I mean, where whenever it's making that annoying sound during battle, then it lets you skip over fanfares. That's what that reminded me of. It couldn't even play the fanfare because I had these things locked. Why did they think that annoying noise was necessary, by the way? The low health. I don't need to hear that. Something I don't like about every generation before Generation 6. The one when they finally realized that it's a problem and fixed it. You know, it took Game Freak forever to find it out, how annoying that sound was. See, here's one of those moments where it freezes. So you have to, like, literally clear all these numbers until it randomly moves on. I think it moves on without you even pushing a button for some reason. Don't know what value I have to set, but setting one of them triggers it, I think. Yeah, well, there it required me to move it on. Well, that's not helpful. No, I must glitch up your theme. Yeah. Here's his new theme. What do you think about it? So anyways, whenever a battle starts, it switches banks. I wish I knew which one of these variables was the music bank or the sound bank, so I could switch it at will. No, because even those helpful videos on how to glitch up the game will not help me, because they refer to addresses like COEF, which does not exist here for the record. Even though text decimal does not exist, so I do not know where to look for them. But type in, I think, 0075, 0075, 0075. Type that in, and you'll hear like, well, you'll hear like the champion theme, but it'll like have this weird noise going along with the main notes, and it sounds cool. What? Knew it. Is this it? Okay, never mind. Here it is. Wait. What? Okay, what is it? Is it 76? Let's try 76. Yeah, there it is. What is that noise? It sounds like Lavender Town or something. But see, that's what I call Xane's theme. Gary, you think you have a cool theme? Well, then how about mine, which has this extra note playing along? I wish I knew the exact notes where the song started, because they don't start at 0. They start at like some random value in 75. Because if I could make the champion theme play anytime I wanted, which I kind of wish I knew how, because that song's cool. Sadly, I only know where the lead notes are. I don't know where the background notes are. They're like in 75. But the problem is I don't know what exact number that the notes start on, and even if I manage to find it, it plays like in slow motion, and it sounds like that glitched up single channel version that you hear whenever you encounter some glitch Pokemon. Which, trust me, you actually can hear it in the video that I made. Just making a safe state. Because somehow, I don't know how, but he somehow kicks my butt sometimes. I don't know how. But he somehow does. Oh, and speaking of that, if you freeze those values, you can cause the same effect. Boom! I just caused the sound effect to not stop playing now. It's better than that stupid low health sound. Anything but that sound. Just in case you do manage to make me low health, I won't have to hear that annoying noise. I'd rather hear this constant noise. If you ever want to glitch out the music, set it to really low values. Really low values below like 60 will cause glitches in the battle music bank. I don't know why, but it causes glitchy music like this. Those are some creepy arpeggios or whatever they're called. Like, that is creepy music. It's interesting to hear what weird noises this game makes. I mean, other than Pikachu's noises when it talks, which sound better in every other game because they're not so compressed sounding. Oh, you didn't hear that? It's playing more noises after the fanfare. I think to end a fanfare or something, you set these values to something different. It's not working. I wonder something. Can I make these values play that noise? Okay, I found it. I just have to verify which one is the main notes and which one isn't. Yep, I hear it. Yeah, it's playing the notes. I silenced it. It finally does it. No, I do not want that music. You know what music I do want? I messed up, unfortunately. I chose the wrong Pokemon! Yes. There's one more thing to point out, and that's whenever your Pokemon get healed... No, your new theme. That's an interesting theme, Gary. No, one of the worst things in the first game. Mess it up. There. Well, as the fat guy down there says, technology is incredible. You can now glitch up music and make it sound better than Pallet Town. Mom, I want to glitch up the music. Could you glitch up the music? Whenever this sound starts, I think if you freeze these values, it never can end or something. It can end. Well, there's one way to end it faster. See, all of these are set to a certain value. They're set to BA by default. But see, it's set to E8. If you change this value, I don't know why, but if you change these values, it immediately ends. But let's see if I can extend that sound by setting it to corrupted music. Yeah, this is way longer than the normal theme. I could tell something's up. Let's set to that music while we wait. Wish I knew how to stop the game from making it high pitched, because ow, that thing's painful. Remember, if you ever want to end this, no, this music's terrible. There. I do not want to rest.